Have you ever wondered what it takes for a nation to gain its independence? In the late 19th century, the vast and diverse Indian subcontinent was under the firm grip of the British Empire. This period marked the reach of colonial rule to its zenith, a time when the sun never set on the British flag. However, beneath the surface of apparent calm, a storm was brewing. Whispers of dissent echoed across the land, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the people, their yearning for freedom. This was the dawn of dissent. The seeds of resistance were sown by a visionary trio, Dadabhai Naoroji, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Lala Lajpat Rai. These men dared to dream, dared to envision a future where India was not a jewel in the British crown, but a free nation, vibrant and sovereign. Naoroji, Tilak and Rai didn't just dream for themselves. Their dreams were the dreams of millions, their words the voice of a nation yearning for its freedom. Their call was for Swaraj, self-rule. This wasn't merely a political demand, it was a clarion call for dignity, for the right of every Indian to determine their own destiny. It was a call that resonated across the vast expanse of the subcontinent, cutting across barriers of language, religion and caste, uniting people in a common cause. And then, a new voice emerged, one that would forever change the course of history. A man, simple in his attire but profound in his thoughts, stepped onto the national stage. This was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, later known as Mahatma Gandhi. A practitioner of ahimsa, or non-violence, he introduced a new form of resistance, satyagraha, the force of truth. His approach was peaceful, yet it rocked the foundations of the British Empire. Their dreams were not just their own, they carried the hopes of millions. These visionaries lit the torch of independence, a flame that would grow into a roaring inferno, forever altering the fate of the subcontinent. But dreams alone don't shape history, it's the actions that follow. As the 19th century waned, the whispers of dissent grew louder, culminating in a clarion call that echoed across the vast expanse of the Indian subcontinent. The call for Swaraj, self-rule, an audacious demand for the right to govern oneself. This wasn't just a political movement, it was a social revolution, a collective awakening that transcended barriers of caste, creed and religion. The idea of Swaraj was not merely about political autonomy, it was about self-respect and dignity. It was about reclaiming the right to shape one's destiny. It was the embodiment of a society's yearning for freedom, justice and equality. An idea so powerful that it united people from all walks of life, from the educated elites in the cities to the rural farmers in the hinterlands. But how do you challenge an empire without resorting to violence? The answer lay in a radical concept that would become the bedrock of the independence movement: peaceful protest and civil disobedience. This was not the path of least resistance. It was a path chosen with the full understanding that it would entail immense sacrifice and hardship. But it was a path that was firmly rooted in the principles of truth and non-violence. Mass protests and boycotts became the order of the day. The streets resounded with the rhythmic beat of drums and the united voices of millions chanting for freedom. The people of the subcontinent had found their voice, their strength, and they were no longer willing to live under the shadow of oppression. Mahatma Gandhi, a name that has become synonymous with peace and non-violence. Born in the late 19th century, he emerged as a beacon of hope in the turbulent times of India's struggle for independence. His unique approach to resistance, rooted in non-violence and truth, stood in stark contrast to the oppressive forces of colonial rule. Gandhi's life was marked by a series of pivotal moments that shaped not only the course of his own destiny, but the fate of an entire nation. One such moment was the historic Salt March. In a profound act of defiance against the British salt tax, Gandhi led thousands on a 240-mile trek to the Arabian Sea. It was a journey that shook the world, proving that peaceful protest could indeed yield powerful results. This was but one example of Gandhi's commitment to the philosophy of satyagraha, or truth force. He believed that through non-violent resistance, the moral weight of truth could bring about social and political change. This principle would guide his role in the Quit India movement, a mass protest calling for an end to British rule. Yet perhaps the most enduring aspect of Gandhi's legacy lies in his philosophy of ahimsa, or non-violence. To Gandhi, ahimsa was more than just a strategy for political resistance. It was a way of life, a guiding principle that called for love, compassion, and understanding in the face of adversity. It was this unwavering commitment to ahimsa that earned him the title of Mahatma, or Great Soul. But Gandhi's journey was not without its trials. He faced imprisonment, persecution, and personal loss. Yet through it all, he remained steadfast in his convictions, his moral authority unwavering. His moral authority shook the foundations of the British Empire and inspired millions to join the struggle. His life, his philosophy, and his unwavering commitment to peace continue to inspire and guide us today, a testament to the enduring power of nonviolence and truth. But the struggle for freedom was not without its storms. As the spirit of independence swept across the subcontinent, a shadow loomed ominously on the horizon. The unity that had been the backbone of the freedom movement was about to be tested. The concept of partition had begun to surface, a proposal to divide the land along religious lines. The Indian subcontinent, home to a rich tapestry of cultures, religions, and languages, was being pushed towards a precipice. The idea of partition was not just about redrawing borders, it was about uprooting centuries of coexistence and shared history. The leaders of the independence movement grappled with this profound challenge. Mahatma Gandhi, the apostle of peace, staunchly opposed the idea of partition. He envisioned an independent India where Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, and all other communities lived together in harmony. But the currents of change were too strong, and the voices calling for separate nations were growing louder. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the leader of the All India Muslim League, emerged as a strong advocate for a separate nation for Muslims. He argued that the Muslims of India would be marginalized in a predominantly Hindu India, and that a separate nation, Pakistan, was the only solution. The brewing storm of partition was more than a political debate. It was a visceral struggle that would affect millions of lives. Families who had lived together for generations were torn apart. Communities that had coexisted peacefully were thrown into a spiral of violence and destruction. Yet, in the midst of this chaos, there were stories of resilience and hope. Ordinary people who showed extraordinary courage, neighbors who protected each other from harm, friends who chose love over hatred. But the struggle for freedom was not without its storms. As the spirit of independence swept across the subcontinent, a shadow loomed ominously on the horizon. The unity that had been the backbone of the freedom movement was about to be tested. Partition loomed large, threatening to tear the fabric of the subcontinent apart. Even as the dream of independence was becoming a reality, the storm of partition threatened to overshadow the hard-fought victory. But the echoes of freedom would not be silenced. The struggle for independence was a testament to the indomitable human spirit, a spirit that would continue to resonate in the annals of history. Yet amidst the storm, the echoes of freedom rang louder. As we delve into the final chapter of our tale, we recap the epic struggle for independence that swept across the Indian subcontinent. A struggle that was as much about the indomitable spirit of a people as it was about breaking the chains of colonial rule. The late 19th century saw the dawn of dissent, with visionaries like Dadabhai Naoroji daring to dream of a free India. Their words ignited a spark of hope in millions, setting the stage for a collective uprising that would shape the course of history. The call for Swaraj, or self-rule, united people from all walks of life. It echoed in the bustling streets of Delhi and Lahore, in the tranquil valleys of the Himalayas, and in the hearts of the countless individuals who dared to dream of a future free from oppression. And then there was Mahatma Gandhi, the apostle of peace. His principle of ahimsa, or non-violence, became the guiding light of the independence movement. Despite facing persecution and imprisonment, he remained steadfast in his commitment to satyagraha, or truth force. His moral authority and passive resistance shook the foundations of the mighty British Empire. But the path to freedom was not without its storms. The looming threat of partition threatened to tear the fabric of the subcontinent apart. Yet, even in the face of adversity, the echoes of freedom rang louder. The people of the Indian subcontinent showed an unyielding spirit of resilience and hope that continues to inspire generations. In this epic tale of struggle and sacrifice, we are reminded of the power of unity, the strength of non-violent resistance, and the enduring spirit of a people determined to shape their own destiny. In the annals of history, few tales resonate as deeply as the struggle for independence in the Indian subcontinent. As we close this chapter, let us remember the echoes of freedom that continue to reverberate, a testament to the indomitable spirit of a people and their quest for independence.